Hey y'all, I'm Jenna Paulette, and this is Airwaves Online.
Hey guys, it's Abigail here from Airwaves, and I'm hanging out here in Nashville with Jenna Paulette. How are you doing today, Jenna?
Hey y'all, I'm great. Thank you so much. So excited.
Super excited to be here for CMA.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm excited for the opportunities. It's exciting to see things grow from year to year, and the shows that I'm going to get to do are bigger and better than last year, and it's an exciting time.
What are you most excited for this week?
I'm really excited to be playing Radio Disney Country's Let the Girls Play stage. I think that's going to be a blast. I love the band that I put together for it. It's acoustic, but it feels really big and high energy, even though it's acoustic. So super excited about that, and I get to take over Wrangler's Instagram, and those are my people.
That is so much fun.
Yeah, so I'm super excited.
And you describe your style as a New West style.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So could you just elaborate on what that kind of means and why you sort of set yourself apart from just being like a country genre to actually describing yourself that way?
Yeah, I think that my people, cowboys and cowgirls, we've been thought of one way for a really long time, and it's just very old school, very traditional, which I am all of those things. But we live in this modern world, and we can't help but be influenced by just everything that is becoming modernized. I mean, even ranching in and of itself is being modernized right now, and so those sounds like synthetic drum tracks and stuff like that have a place in that world too, because music is evolving as well. But I want to represent what my people, cowboys and cowgirls, can look and sound like in the world we live in now, and represent the traditional aspects and the beauty and iconic nature of what the West is at the same time.
What do you feel like have been some of the most difficult aspects about merging those two worlds, like the modern world with the old country world? I feel like it's two totally separate.
It is.
But the line between them is also very blurry. So,
you know what? It's interesting that you asked that question, because for me that was the biggest challenge, and I've had moments where I think it's pulled too far in the pop direction, and people that live in that world on a daily basis, they want to know that they can trust you, that you really do get them, and that you really are a part of what they understand and know and believe and live out on a daily basis. And so for me, that is making sure that pedal steel is always a part of what I do, and also lyrics. Like, the lyrics have to be real and representative of that Western world, but then sonically we can push the boundaries just a little bit, so that it's like an overtone of cowgirl and an undertone of this new sort of sound that makes it sound really fresh at the same time.
You know, along the lines of being a modern cowgirl, you really have done a lot of work in terms of women in country music and representing women in country music, you know, with the Let the Girls Play and the song Suffragettes. Mm-hmm. So could you just elaborate for us on what it means to you to be a woman in country music in modern times?
Yes. Honestly, it's a beautiful challenge. I'm not even like... I think there's some people that take the position of like a little bit negative with it. And to me, I'm like, well, why aren't people listening, and what do we need to do to change the tides and make it just likable for a wider group of people? Because they don't really have that same problem in pop music. You don't hear anybody talking about them not playing girls. They're just played. And I think they've figured something out about appealing to both genders in a way that, like, dudes don't go, oh my gosh, this is an Ariana Grande song, I hate this. They love it. They're like bopping to it in their trucks, you know? And like, I think that's what we need to figure out as girls in country music. I think we lost our identity and our voice somewhere, and there needed to be a light shined on the fact that there aren't girls being played on the radio. Yes, like, that's a very important issue that needs to be changed. But I also think that we need to go as women, why? Why is this an issue? And could it have anything to do with us? And if so, what do we need to do to change it? And how can we be better so that they don't even think about the fact that we're girls anymore? They just think it's awesome.
Absolutely. And I mean, jumping off of that, in terms of a transition, this was a hugely transitional year for you. 2018, you released 5 singles, your 5 debut singles, which was a lot.
Yes.
How do you feel like that sort of helped establish you as an artist and sort of brought you into this new chapter?
You know what? Honestly, I think there was some artist discovery for myself that happened in that time. I think, especially with the 3 that I released last fall, F-150, Shooting Stars, and Slow Dancing on the Moon, those 3 songs and the visuals, the videos that went along with it, they tell a story of the beginning, middle, and end of a relationship. And I feel like that's when I went, oh, that is the balance between traditional and contemporary in the Western world for me. And that is the goal every single time. And I think I was teetering on that line of what it looked and sounded like, and then kind of got the bones of what I'm going to be building on from now on last year, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And then people started recognizing it, that I look up to so much in the industry. Like, I started getting messages from people that I've like been wanting to write with for years, or been wanting to see the videos for years, and they were like, who are you? What are you doing? You know, how can I help?
Welcome.
You know, sort of this, you know, that thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, people are getting it. And so I'm just extremely excited to build on that, because I think defining what the modern cowgirl is and sounds like was kind of what ended up developing last year. And now that people get it, I can go, you know?
Absolutely.
So,
Ready to ride,
yeah.
for lack of a better
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it was 5 singles in 1 year. I feel like that's really cool that you've recognized that personal growth within you and where that will take you as an artist.
Yeah, I'm excited about
That
it.
being said, where is that taking you
Yes.
as an artist? What is next for you?
So I'm just really excited about this year. We've got the Modern Cowgirl Volume 1 EP coming out this fall, and singles leading up to it. The first one's coming out in a week, and it's called Wild Like the West. And it's just about how loving somebody like me, you just have to realize that I'm wild, and you have to let me be what I am and still love me. And I'll still love you back, but I just need the freedom to be who I am at the same time.
I love that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of girls kind of feel like that. And for me, it was this, like, I was driving around the block looking for a parking spot, going into a right, and like the whole thing kind of, this doesn't happen all the time, but the whole thing came into my mind. And I walked in with my buddy Jeb, and I was like, hey, what do you think about this idea? And he was like, holy crap, that's cool. And we were done in an hour and a half, and I knew immediately, I was like, this is what this EP's missing. And
So was it
really,
the last ad?
yeah, it was the last ad at like the last minute, like one of those typical
Down to the
stories,
wire,
yeah, where you're just like, you didn't know what you needed until you wrote it.
Until it
And
happened.
yeah, and so I'm super excited about that, and we've got videos for all of them, and good
That
things
sounds like
happening.
a great story, though. I feel like that'll resonate with people just in terms of, you know, being allowed to be who they are
Yeah.
with someone else.
Yes.
Finding themselves in that, because I feel
Yep.
like that's something that you see a lot. It's very
Yeah.
prevalent in modern times, and you see a lot
Yep.
of girls struggling to balance both of that. So I think
Yes.
it's something that will really resonate.
Well, thank you. And I feel like, especially for me, it's like, it's almost kind of like a double meaning, too, for me living in Nashville. I love it here. I love the music industry. I love what I get to do for a living, and I think it's amazing. But I also miss home, and I miss working cattle, and I miss being outside. And so there's that part of me that's wild, too, that needs its outlet and feels somewhat contained here. So it's kind of, it meant a lot of things to me when I was writing it, and I love the feel of it because of that.
So how do you balance that? How do you balance the wanting to be home and wanting to be here in both worlds?
Yeah.
really?
Well, I just found an outlet here
Okay.
that I really needed. I ride every week at Jeff King Stables, which I want to learn how to cut, which just means it's a rodeo sport. It's not a super popular one like barrel racing or whatever, but it's where you...
I did live in Dallas. I ran
Oh, okay, so you
I do know
kind of know. Good. Some people don't. People are like, cutting? What? You know,
Yep.
what are you cutting?
I know a cutting
And it's
board,
like,
so
yeah. So cutting is where, for those that don't know, it's where you keep a cow back from the herd, because cows love to be together, and you keep it away from them for a certain amount of time, and you get judged on your horse's ability, not yours. So you have to have a really good horse for it. And I want to learn how to do that, and for my own ranching practices later in life. And so anyways, that's my outlet here. I ride every week.
Would you do like rodeo with that, or just
Yeah,
more so
I
for
would
the
love
cathartic
to.
aspect of it?
I mean, right now it's cathartic. I would want to be able to be competitive before I compete. I'm very competitive, so I want to look good. You know what I mean? So right now I'm learning, and I mean, the beautiful thing about rodeo is that you can compete till you can't anymore, which is great. So I would totally consider it, and yeah, so that's my outlook for now, and then eventually I'll have my own herd of cattle, and it'll be great.
That's amazing. So you really are living the best of both worlds with the music and the cowgirl aspect of it all.
Yes, getting my soul fed.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. And it's, you are living the modern cowgirl story.
Yeah.
So what can people expect from this modern cowgirl EP? What is the sort of the sound that they're going for? What can people expect from this new phase of you?
Yeah. So we're still going to ride the sound of what you hear in F-150 and, just the energy of that mixed with the modern pedal steel and the super cool, like, track sort of stuff that's mixed in there. But the visuals are all Western, and the lyric content is all Western. I give a shout out to Wrangler, W on the back pocket sort of thing, and a song called Blue Jeans, and then Wild Like the West. I'm putting F-150 on there because it just does such a good job of people going, oh, I get what she's trying to do.
Tying it all together.
Mm-hmm. And then Small Talk is another one, and then a song called Midnight Cowboy that I can't wait for people to hear. And it's just the beauty and pain of having somebody that you love on the road all the time, whether it's rodeo or a touring musician or even somebody being in medical sales and being gone 4 days a week, just anything that keeps you away from home.
But I love that it can hit all those different places. It's not necessarily like, oh, I'm just a cowgirl, and this is it's really has the ability to blend well with everyone's lifestyle, and I think that'll really resonate with people. So I'm excited to hear it all.
Thank you. I can't wait for you to hear it either. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited.
So is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything else you'd like to tell people?
I'd love to get to know y'all better, so feel free to follow me on social media at Jenna Paulette.
Okay.
Yeah, just at Jenna Paulette, JennaPaulette. And thank y'all so much for taking the time to talk with me.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. Definitely. So check out Jenna Paulette. Look up for her new EP, Modern Cowgirl, and we will see you guys soon. Subscribe for more interviews.
Bye.